All right, so we're a month away from buying our first home. It's a pretty exciting time. So I guess starting from the top, Nathan, it's probably the right time to really know those numbers. So what does that look like?
Well, we're assuming you've got your pre-approval in order, so you know what your upper purchase limit is. You know the area that you want to purchase, as we talked about previously. You narrow down the suburb, the bedrooms, the house you want, and you can start to really get an idea of where you want to be, what you want to achieve.
That's great. And then so the next point along is, assuming you found the right home. And obviously, while you're in that process at Hunter Galloway here, we can help you with free UPI data reports and do other analysis that can really help you put the best offer forward. But really, the next point, number 2, is negotiating and landing that dream home. So would you have any tips, Nathan, on how to deal with real estate agents? Because obviously, it can be something that's pretty not familiar for people at this point.
Yeah, I think it's wise to understand the market. So, depending on where the property is in the cycle, we can either be in a peak market where there's just going to be so much competition and you need to be very firm with your offers. You can be in a declining market where there's not much interest and you can be a bit cheeky with your offers, and you can be everywhere in between. So understand where you are in the market, where the property is in the market cycle. One of the easiest ways to find that out is when you go to the open home, arrive as soon as the open home opens and stay as long as it's open for. Generally there for half an hour. In that half an hour, look at the amount of people going through the property. If there's 30 or 40 people going through it, you can bet your bottom dollar there's going to be a lot of interest. You need to be firm with your offer and you can't muck around. If there's 1 or 2 people in, well, there's not much interest. So you might be able to be a bit more cheeky with your offer. So firstly, I think before you make any offer or start negotiating, understand the competition that is around with the property. Don't take the real estate agent's word. Go there for yourself and check it out. Now, if there is a lot of competition, you need to move fast. So this will then, once you understand what type of interest is around the property, you can start to formulate your negotiation strategy. Using reports like RP Data, which is Australia's largest property reporting system, we can send you through data on properties that are selling in the area that are similar to yours. So if you're looking at a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2-garage property in, for example, Red Hill in Brisbane here, you'd look at other properties of exactly the same specifications that have sold within the last 6 months. If you're seeing that they're selling for $600,000 and the property that you're interested in has offers over 600,000, well, you can start to get an idea that, yes, your offer is probably going to be in the low 600s, and you can start to negotiate with confidence.
Yeah, so even at that point, it's good. It's all about data, like Nathan said. It's all about having information, because really, information is power in real estate. So even, during that process, it is still a good time to sort of suss out the real estate agent and ask them questions like why the vendor selling the property, how long has the property been for sale, or you might know that from RP data. What was the original asking price if it's been on the market for a long time? Are the sellers ready to negotiate on price? And even you can ask them point blank, what's the lowest price they're willing to accept? Because you don't know it a lot of times unless you ask with this stuff, and really knowing that can put you head and shoulders above other buyers.
Yeah, and when you're negotiating, you don't have to always necessarily negotiate on price. So as an example, here in Brisbane, when we put an offer down, we put clauses such as subject to finance, subject to building and pest. Now, these clauses can be anywhere from 14, 21 days.
And it's common for it to be 21 days at the moment for finance. That's kind of the acceptable norm.
Yeah, we're generally seeing 14 days, 21 on the longer side. So moving from 14 days down to 7 can give you an ability to negotiate on far more things than price. So check with your broker. Some might not be able to achieve finance in that shorter space. However, it is one thing to consider when negotiating. You're not just negotiating on price.
Well, when I bought my property that I live in now, we were competing at someone else with another offer, and our offer was $5,000 less than the other person's offer, but the property being on the market for a month and a half, which is a long time in real estate. I put 5 days for finance, so it was a bit aggressive. But my offer got accepted and I saved $5,000 over the other one, which had 21 days for finance. So you're right, Nathan, like that can make a huge impact to the buyers and really put you head and shoulders above.
Yeah, and provided you've got your pre-approval in place, that should be easy enough to push through. The other thing that can help from a negotiation point of view, and I see a lot of first homeowners that are quite scared to take the leap around auctions. So auctions are a great way where you can negotiate on the day in front of everyone else. You can see everyone else's offer and get a bargain. Now, that's not always the case. Keep that in mind. However, a lot of first homeowners don't go to auction. So immediately you don't have as much competition as everyone else is thinking the same. So once again, if you are considering your options, feel free to speak to us here at Hunter Galloway. We'd love to help and we'll give you confidence in what you're looking to achieve.
So next one along, Nathan, assuming you've made an offer on a place, it's signing the contract and what happens next. So, the contract of sale is the legal document that you need to sign to buy a property. But tell us a bit more about this process. Do you need to talk to lawyers, talking Queensland specifically, and sort of what does happen next once you sign that contract in terms of finance?
Yeah, you're right. And each state is different. So in New South Wales, you don't sign the contract until your finances are approved. So keep that in mind. It is case by case in each state. We'll use Queensland as a specific example as we're based in Brisbane. Now in Queensland or signing a contract in Brisbane, you will be able to sign the contract with clauses that are subject to. So subject to finance, subject to building and pest are fairly common clauses that are in contracts and give you the ability to put a bit of a clause in there to protect you if your finances or building and pest don't go through nicely. The other thing you will need is a solicitor at this point. It is important to get a really good solicitor on board because they can be the difference between a very simple and easy, smooth process and a process that you'll want to forget very fast. So generally, your solicitor costs are about anywhere from $1,000 to $1,200. That includes your searches and a settlement assistance. So that's your rough guide there. The other company you'll need assistance from are building and pest inspectors. So their report costs about anywhere from $400 to $500. Once again, you want to make sure you get the right one. So here at Hunter Galloway, we've got a good team of experts that we work with. Be happy to introduce you to them to ensure that you get the best service possible.
And then so I've signed the contract. It's been accepted. I give you, my mortgage broker, the contract. Just tell us a bit about that formal approval process and then what happens once the loan's approved and do I move in or what happens there to settlement?
Yeah, the best thing about it is you've got your pre-approval. So you're not going to have to do all your finances. We get the contract to sell. We'll order a valuation on your behalf. There's no costs there. And the bank will go out and value the property. Now, in 99.99% of the times, the property will value in at the purchase price. It's very rare that it comes in over, and it occasionally can come in lower. We see properties value in lower more off the plan apartment purchases more than anything. If it's an established property in the suburbs, it would be very unlikely that it values in anything but the contract of sale price. Once we get that back, the bank formalizes their approval and will provide you a letter to confirm that you are unconditionally approved. Once we've got the finances approved, you'll let your solicitor know, and then we'd get loan contracts issued, which we'll sit down with you and sign and prepare for settlement. So it's a pretty smooth and easy process. There can be a few hiccups throughout the way, and that's where we come in and really help you navigate it and ensure that there's a smooth, easy, and enjoyable process.
Hey, it's easy. So really, it's just a matter of knowing your numbers, negotiating with the real estate agents and using that data and being able to put the best offer forward, signing your contracts, and then partying up.
Yeah, and I mean, we help a lot of clients, particularly with the negotiation strategy, just because we see so many first homeowners. So that's something that we're always happy to get involved in and give little tips and tricks and be that sounding board, because that is quite a stressful process. You've got to remember that the real estate agent is working for the vendor. So that's where we come in and try and even up the playing field and get on our first homeowner side with some ideas and strategies that work.
Great stuff. So if they need help, where can they go?
Call us at Hunter Galloway. Our website's huntergalloway.com.au, And always happy to help and have a chat and see what we can do for you.